Everyone is always talking about Trello, and you are like, I have no idea what it is. It's the best! Well, today I'm going to show you how we use Trello to organize our podcast. Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel or haven't seen one of my videos before, my name is Caroline, and I'm a podcast editor, producer, and overall lover of podcasts. Be sure to hit subscribe so you can be notified when I put out a new video. So today we're going to talk about Trello, and I'm going to show you how we actually use it to organize our podcast. If you don't know what Trello is, it's an organizational tool that you can actually use in your web browser, or they actually have an app now for your computer. There's also one for your phone. I'm in love. I use Trello for pretty much everything that I do, and it's amazing. Now, if you happen to have no idea what it is and you want a crash course, I highly recommend Dana Malstaff of Boss Mom's free Trello course, and you can just Google that and you can find it pretty easily. That's the first course I took for Trello, and it really helped lay the foundation for what is my organizational system. We use our Trello board every day, and it's literally what keeps us afloat as a podcast. So let's take a peek. Okay, so this is my Trello board that I use to manage our podcast, and this is obviously a blank Trello board, and ours is quite full. So if you've never been in Trello before, it's pretty basic. You've got a board, and then you've got these lists, and then within the list you have cards. And so in this specific one, what we do is we kind of start by creating podcast topic ideas. And so we might say that we want to work on a podcast topic, maybe marketing for biz owners. And we create the card. And then when we're ready to make this an actual episode, we will drag it over into needs to be recorded. And we'll say the due date of the episode. I always like to put the date and time the episode is going to go live. And then over here, what I've done is created a template. And so I have this episode checklist, which you can change as you like and what fits your podcast. And so I will come in here and I will add the checklist. And this will help me keep track of the process and where we are with the podcast itself. And the coolest thing that I love about Trello is that I can click on calendar and I can see the podcast episode here that I've created, and I can actually move this around and it'll change the due date. And so a lot of times when we're planning our podcast, we will have all these things in with dates, and we'll actually sit down and both be looking at this calendar and kind of moving things around and seeing how things fit and work for us. It's really great. And so as you check things off, they just kind of move down the line until it's all the way done. And when it's done, we always click the check mark here and then move it into the done. We will also, you can attach things. So we will attach cover art, anything that we need that needs to be easily accessible. You can actually also attach Google Docs, and so we do all of our show notes in Google Drive and we'll attach them there, and that makes things really easy. The other great thing about Trello is that you can create lists for all kinds of things, and so we house a lot of our podcast information here. That way it's easily accessible and easy to find and grab at a moment's notice. Any of our pre-launch to-dos we would put here with due dates, again, podcast topic ideas, because we have guests and we like to ask guests to come on. We will put them here, guest ideas. We don't have sponsors, but if you did, you could have a list for sponsors. And then any login info or affiliates that we might want to share. The other thing that we'll do, so let's say that we have a podcast topic, but we're trying to get some things together for it. And so we'll move this over into the pending have not confirmed area. And this is also where I will move any cards that have to do with guests that I've contacted, but they haven't gotten back to me yet. And that's really great for us because it kind of helps us see like what we're working on or what might be in the queue, especially as far as booking guests goes. And yeah, so that's how we do it. And the cool thing is that you can have multiple people on a Trello board. And so if you're working with a VA or you have a co-host, it's a really great way to manage the podcast episodes together and to keep them all together. And to also just be able to see where we are in the process as we divide and conquer the tasks that are done for the episodes. So if you haven't used Trello, I highly recommend checking it out. Asana is another really great tool, but my personal favorite is Trello. And this is a really great way to keep track of your podcast. From here, I've got Trello boards for everything from my weekly to-dos. I have a Trello board that's just for my blog, for a lot of things. And it's just really helped me manage and keep track of everything and stay on top of getting our episodes. So, I've always said that trying to be ahead is really important, and this is definitely how we do it, is by using Trello. I hope this gives you some ideas on how to really organize your podcast. Be sure to grab my free Trello board at www.carolincreates.com/Trello. Thanks, you guys.